Title: The Titanic Treasure Rescue Characters. Captain Finn, a brave and adventurous young captain with a knack for solving mysteries. Piper, Captain Finn's clever and resourceful first mate. Always quick with a plan. Professor Lumis, an eccentric historian who knows everything about the Titanic. Whiskers, a mischievous but loyal ship cat who has a nose for finding hidden things. The Shadow Crew, a group of mysterious treasure hunters also after the Titanic's treasure. Setting: the story begins aboard Captain Finn's ship, the Seahawk, on the open ocean. The action quickly shifts to the deep waters where the Titanic lies into a hidden underwater cave where the treasure is said to be located. Story: Captain Finn had always dreamed of adventure. And there was no greater adventure than discovering the lost treasures of the Titanic. One stormy night, while anchored near an old port, Finn's first mate, Piper, received an urgent message from Professor Lumis, a renowned historian with a secret. The message spoke of a hidden treasure on the Titanic, a treasure that had been lost for over a century. The next morning, the Seahawk set sail toward the location of the Titanic wreck, deep beneath the Atlantic Ocean. The crew was excited, but also aware of the dangers that lay ahead. It wasn't just the depths of the ocean they had to worry about. Rumors had been swirling about a group of treasure hunters called the Shadow Crew, who were also after the Titanic's riches. As they approached the area where the Titanic had sunk, Professor Lumis, who had joined them on their journey, explained more about the treasure. It's said to be a collection of priceless artifacts hidden in a secret compartment that no one ever found. If we can locate it, we'll not only uncover a piece of history, but we'll also protect it from falling into the wrong hands. Whiskers, the ship cat, who had been lounging nearby, suddenly perked up. With his sharp senses, he could feel something unusual in the air. He darted around the ship, his curiosity piqued. Piper, noticing Whiskers' strange behavior, followed him. "Whiskers, what's got you all worked up?" she asked, but the cat just meowed and ran off toward the storage hold. Piper followed, and to her surprise, she found a stowaway, one of the Shadow Crew. Before Piper could react, the stowaway bolted for the deck and jumped overboard, escaping on a small speedboat. Piper ran back to warn Captain Finn. "They know we're here," Piper said urgently. "The Shadow Crew is after the treasure, too." Captain Finn frowned. "We need to move fast. If the Shadow Crew gets to the treasure first, it could be lost forever." Using a specialized submarine attached to the Seahawk, Finn, Piper, Professor Lumis, and Whiskers began their descent into the dark, icy waters where the Titanic lay. The wreckage appeared ghostly in the submarine's lights, its grandeur faded but still awe-inspiring. As they explored the sunken ship, Professor Lumis guided them to a part of the Titanic few had ever seen. "According to my research, the treasure should be hidden in a secret compartment in this area," he said, pointing to a section of the wreck that was still intact. But just as they located the compartment, the Shadow Crew appeared in their own submarine, trying to force their way to the treasure. A tense underwater chase ensued, with Captain Finn maneuvering the submarine skillfully through the narrow corridors of the Titanic. "Finn, look," Piper shouted, as Whiskers pawed at a strange panel on the wall. It was the key to the hidden compartment. With the Shadow Crew hot on their heels, Finn activated the panel. The compartment door slid open, revealing a chest filled with golden artifacts, ancient jewelry, and a mysterious, glowing crystal. "We've found it," exclaimed Professor Lumis, his eyes wide with wonder. But the Shadow Crew wasn't giving up. They fired a warning shot, damaging Finn's submarine and causing it to shake violently. The Seahawk's crew had no choice but to think fast. Quick! The crystal, shouted Piper, recognizing its importance. It's what they're really after. Captain Finn grabbed the crystal and activated a hidden mechanism within it. Suddenly, the waters around them started to glow, and a powerful current began to swirl, pulling the Shadow Cruise submarine away from the Titanic and back toward the surface. What's happening? Finn asked, trying to control the submarine. Professor Lumis smiled. The crystal is a powerful relic. It's protecting the Titanic and its treasure. As long as it's in safe hands, the treasure will remain where it belongs. With the Shadow crew defeated and the treasure secured, Finn and his crew made their way back to the surface. The Seahawk welcomed them back as they emerged from the depths, the treasure safely in their hands. Back on land, the artifacts and the crystal were donated to museums, where they would be protected and shared with the world. Captain Finn, Piper, Professor Lumis, and Whiskers were hailed as heroes for their daring rescue of the Titanic's treasure. As they sailed away on their next adventure, Finn looked at the crystal glowing softly in the ship's cabin. There's still so much more out there, waiting to be discovered, he said with a grin. And I have a feeling this won't be our last treasure hunt. The crew of the Seahawk sailed into the sunset, ready for whatever the ocean would bring them next.